Morning everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to a noisy Palenque. We arrived last night, quite late actually, so we only had a quick look around town when it was dark, so I didn't actually film anything. But I will be able to show you around over the next couple of days. We are here for 4 nights. We're up at 7 AM because we're going to some local ruins, so I thought I'd start the vlog here and I'll take you along for the day trip. Okay, so the first thing is to get a Collectivo taxi, which should be here. We're basically at the main roundabout. There's loads of taxis here that have just been like, taxi, taxi to the ruins, so obviously they must get a lot of tourists that way. But there's meant to be a Collectivo taxi here, which means that there's like 6 or 10 people or whatever in one car, and you pay a little bit less. I think it's 50 per person for a return, so I will let you know. Okay, so we have made it to the ticket office. We had to pay 25 Mexican pesos each, so 50 for both of us to get to here. The ticket office opens at 8, we got here at 22, it's now probably about 10 to something like that. But what we need to do is pay for our ticket into the park, like the national park, and then I think we'll buy a ticket at the entrance as well, which is about 1.5 or 2 kilometers away, so you can walk through the jungle, we can walk on the road, you can walk through the jungle, or you can try and get in a Collectivo taxi, again, just to take you up that little extra bit, which I think we might do, honestly. But we are the only people here, because we're here so early, so you definitely don't need to get here as early as we are. Get here for 8 and that'll be fine. But one of the guys has been talking to us. He said that this forest in particular, I think he said 60,000 hectares. I'm gonna have to pop that on screen if I'm completely wrong. And he said there is 6,000, maybe. I'm terrible at remembering information. I think it's 6,000 buildings, a bit like Angkor Wat, and he said that a lot of them have been covered over by forests and things like that. So if you walk through the forest, you can see kind of mounds and hills and walls and things like that, and you only actually get to see maybe 10, something like that, buildings within the park out of the rest of the 6,000. I'm going to put a little map on screen of all the different buildings, and the orange ones is where we're actually going to go today. Okay, so we paid 109 each to get into the national park, and then 95 each for the tickets into the ruins. We have decided to walk along the road, but we are also paying attention to see if there's a Collectivo coming, and we'll try and hop in. Otherwise, it'll probably take about half an hour to walk there, something like that. So I think if you come with like a car, like your own car, it'll be a lot quicker, obviously, because you could just get your tickets and drive up there. But anyway, we're doing our best. I think we'll still be there pretty early, although we've already seen one bus load go ahead of us. Sorry, the sun is awful. Not awful, just bright. And then there's another bus load that we saw parking up. So usually the buses arrive at like 9 or 10 AM, so it's definitely early here. So I would say try and get here ASAP so that you avoid most of the crowds. We have arrived. I'm pretty sure we're the only people in here so far. This is so cool. So we started over there and looked at that temple, and then we've walked over to this one, and this one you can actually go inside. So I think we are going to pop in. And then this one is just so steep. So incredibly well preserved and so beautiful. So I think the next step is to go in here and see what's inside. So I don't know what I thought would have been in here, but I didn't expect rooms. I guess I thought it might just be open, and you can see there they've blocked up the door, so it would have gone upstairs there. But what's really interesting to see compared to Jeremy, and he's obviously standing on that bit of wood there, but the shape of the roofs, how it goes up quite steep like that. So definitely be careful if you go up there, up and down, because they are quite steep. Definitely worth getting here early because there's no kids shouting, there's no one screaming, there's no tour guides. Like going in there when it was empty and quiet was really, really nice. There are groups starting to arrive, so it is early, but definitely try and get here early. I think it is well worth just kind of having more space and more quietness and more kind of time to yourself, I guess. But yeah, really, really cool so far. Can we just take a minute? Could you imagine just like hiking through Mexico and discovering buildings like this? Like, could you imagine if you were the first one to find that? It's absolutely huge. I mean, compared to that person there, you can see just how big it is. I mean, obviously it would have been covered in probably grass and trees and whatever else, but still, how incredible to find this. So this is where the locals set up with their market. There's obviously just going to be loads and loads of touristy things. For us, not worth looking at or buying, but you might be interested in a jaguar sculpture or a skull or, you know, something like this. They are obviously still setting up, but there's going to be loads of people here soon. I actually think these bags are quite cute and could be something you could take home. I also quite like the chessboard, but the rest of it... But we
can't play chess.
We can't play chess. No, but the rest of it I wouldn't say is for us really. These market people do work hard because they're here every morning, you know, first thing in the morning, setting up all of their stuff, trying to sell as much as possible, then packing all away. Obviously I know a lot of people do that, but especially in this heat, Yeah, they do work hard trying to make it all look nice. Anyway, it's gorgeous here. Really, really enjoying it. I'm really glad we came, especially so early, like I said, because there's not many people here. It's lovely. So I've put you on wide angle so you can see the river or stream, I guess, and then the building behind. This was the palace, and they had a watchtower at the top there, which they're not sure what they would use it for. So this is the pyramid that you can climb. There's already a couple of people on here, but I think this is probably the thing to come and see first if you arrive early, just so you have it all to yourself. But you can see the people there. You can just see how big it is. It's huge. And there's that one over there as well. Okay, I made it to the top. 73 steps if you want to go all the way to the top. And they're not just regular size steps, they're like double height. so high. I'm knackered, especially in this heat, but you get amazing views over the palace and then also all the countryside and things. It's beautiful. So we've come to the top of the tower, and this is definitely the place to take photographs. I think especially on this corner with the view behind me. It looks incredible, so we're going to get some snaps. That's not a bad view, is it, for a Saturday morning? So this one, you can see it had carvings, because you can see like this part I think is part of the headdress. And then you can see a foot there, and on this side you can just see one lone foot there. There would have been something there as well. So we're going to kind of walk around this temple because we saw a guide taking other people, so we're going to have a walk around. Okay, it's 9:20. It is starting to get really hot. You can probably see my upper lip starting to sweat. So yeah, definitely would not want to be here in the middle of the day. I think it'd be busy and loud, but I also think it would be hot as shit. But it's really cool here because it's surrounded by jungle, so you can always hear birds and animals and things. Like there you can see behind the temple there, it's just a wall of greenery, and it's kind of like that all the way around, which is really cool. So this is where they would play the ball game. If you've seen my other video from Chichen Itza, you'll know what I mean. It says here they didn't find the rings that they would put the ball into, so they suppose it was made out of wood, and it's just obviously disintegrated or something since then. But yeah, a lot smaller than the one in Chichen Itza. That one was huge. So what's nice here, as you're walking around, they have seats under some of the trees, not all of them, but some of them. So it is quite nice if you're hot or tired, or if you just want to sit and wait while someone does all the exploring. You do have space to sit down, which is really nice. But it's a really lovely site. It's really, really nice. I think if we compare it to Chichen Itza is definitely like a, bucket list, something to tick off. It's obviously one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites, I think it was, or the world, whatever it was. I can't remember, but it's definitely something to worth going to see. But this, I think, is equally worth going to see. Chichen Itza is 10 times the price as here, which I think is crazy. There's a couple of things I did enjoy there. For example, the cenote, I thought was really cool to see that. I really enjoyed kind of the clapping. If you clap underneath the temple, it makes a certain sound. There was the wall with the skulls, so I definitely think Chichen Itza is definitely worth seeing. But I do think this one's really nice. It's really calm. There's lots of open space. There are some touristy shops like the vendors, but it's not everywhere. I found in Chichen Itza there was lots of people doing the noise of the jaguar and the bird sounds and things. It was just quite overbearing, honestly. But here it's just really, really lovely. It's a really nice site. It's nice and clean. There's shade, there's seats under the trees, like I said. There's some interesting buildings. You get a really good viewpoint when you go up to the top like we did earlier and kind of look over the palace. So I think it's really, really cool. We're really, really enjoying it here. So definitely worth coming if you're interested in this sort of thing and if you've come to Mexico. I also think Palenque is really different to the other places we've been to. So Cancun and Tulum were obviously very touristy, very beachy, very like tourist vibes. And then we went to Valladolid, Merida and Campeche, which were all quite colourful, quite bright, quite kind of Spanish inspired, lots of churches, lots of colourful buildings, really, really beautiful. But Palenque seems quite different. Like I said, we had a quick walk around last night, I couldn't really film because it was too dark. So we will go one of these days and I'll be able to show you around, but it's really different. It's a different side of Mexico. This also reminds me quite a bit of Cambodia and Angkor Wat, that whole complex with all the different temples. Now obviously the architecture is different, but just in terms of it being in the middle of nowhere, like in the middle of just trees and greenery and grass and things. But isn't that such a stunning view? Okay, so we have finished here. We spent about an hour and 45 minutes here, right?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was good, yeah.
You said that you liked it probably more than Chichen Itza.
Yeah, it's less touristy and it's a nice setting with the jungle and stuff like that. It's quite a cool site. Really.
Yeah.
It's much smaller also, so you don't get bored after 2 hours.
We spent 4 hours at Chichen Itza and we spent just under 2 hours here, so...
I don't know if it's a good thing that you can climb the temples because you're running it, but it offers a good view also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recommend it. It's out of the way, but...
I also said it was 10 times less than Chichen Itza.
Yeah.
Which I think I said just I said this just in the vlog, but I like the clapping and I like the cenote and I like the wall of skulls, and there was definitely certain things, and the huge ball games.
Yeah.
Definitely things worth seeing in Chichen Itza, but I do think this place is worth coming to as well, just to see something a little bit different. And
I think if you, for whatever reason, you're on a budget and you want to save money, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that it's 10 times cheaper is not,
Yeah.
is to take into account.
Yeah. Yeah, so we enjoyed that. So we're going to head back now. I think we're going to walk through the jungle down to where we got our tickets and then get a collectivo back into town from there. So we should be home by 11, I think. Half 10, 11.
If you want to see a museum.
Oh, there's the museum. Okay, scratch that. We're going to head down and go to the museum. So Jeremy found an exit sign and we thought, yeah, we'll do that. And it is steep AF through the jungle. So hopefully we make it to the museum. I'll let you know. So I've just come across some more buildings. I think this is the way through the jungle that the guy spoke about at the entrance. Definitely recommend coming back this way because there was a lot of steps. But yeah, there's old buildings here, so this is really cool. So rather than going out the entrance way, if you come out this way, you'll probably see some really cool things along the way. This bit reminds me a little bit of Angkor Wat and all the little hidden buildings you would find, and just the little like half a wall or whatever. Let me tell you, it is much nicer going this way on the way back down rather than via the road. It is so quiet and so calm. There's no one else here and you can just hear the water somewhere and you can just hear trees. This is so beautiful and so unexpected. I was not expecting this at all. That water is crystal clear. I would love to jump in. But how amazing is that view? Okay, this feels like Indiana Jones. How gorgeous is that? Oh my goodness. So there was a tour guide and a client, like a guy earlier. They walked around this way. We've lost them. So it's just us walking around these like random paths and buildings, and there's no one here. It's just really, really, really cool. So if you ever come here, please go this way if you can, because it's just, there's no one here, it's just us. So this is at the top here. So interesting. There's just all these old buildings here. The tour guide and the guy, they walked up there, so we're not going to follow them because I think they're just going to the main temple basically. So we're going to head back down. Okay, we have made it to the road. We are basically, I don't know, 1 minute, 2 minute walk, something like that from the museum. So we're going to head in there. I think I'm going to have a quick look around, since they were here. But yeah, it's so worth walking back down through that way. I don't know if I'd recommend walking up that way just because there was a lot of steps.
Well,
but yeah, let's go and look in the museum. Okay, so we've made it to the museum. There's me. And it's closed for remodelling, so we're not going to do that. I think Jeremy has gone to ask at the reception because I think part of our ticket pays for the museum and obviously it's closed. Not that we're expecting any money back, but just to kind of make sure that all the stuff hasn't been moved somewhere else. I think the plan then is to try and find a collectivo and get back. How gorgeous is this landscape though? So this is the ticket parking lot at 10:40. It's really not that bad. And then this is where you get tickets. Considering it was rammed at Chichen Itza, and especially at this time of day, but no, you could quite easily come at this time of day and get tickets. It's obviously very, very warm. Okay, so Jeremy asked about the museum and it is getting renovated, so we can't go in. Hopefully if you come here, it'll be open. But we're now going to get a taxi collectivo back into town. Hi guys, a little bit of an update. So last time I spoke to you, we were at the museum and the museum was closed. So we did make our way home and we spent the afternoon just kind of walking through the town for an hour or two, just kind of looking at the shops and the buildings and things like that. Yesterday it was raining all day, so we had a day inside working and relaxing, and today we are going on a day trip. So we have booked a day trip to take us to a waterfall and then to the Agua Azul, which is basically a huge waterfall, and the waters are nice in like a green blue shade, like a turquoisey shade. So I'm really looking forward to that. So we're currently sat outside waiting. Hopefully it should be coming soon. Okay, we have arrived at the first stop. So we got in a bus that picked us up from where we're staying and then drove us around a couple of places, picked up some people, and then we changed buses and had to get in a bigger bus. So I think there's 17 people in our bus in total. It's taken us about half an hour. We got picked up at 12. We left Palenque about 12:30 and it's now about 1 o'clock. So we've got half an hour at this waterfall. Apparently you can walk around the back, but you do get drenched. So we've got spare clothes. We've also got rain jackets and things like that to keep us covered. There's a little cafe slash restaurant here. Wow, that's beautiful. You can see all the people there behind. That's so cool. So we just came down here, stood on this rock, and took a couple of photographs for me, but we're now going to go around the other way so we can walk behind the waterfall, which I think will be quite a fun experience. This path is beautiful. It is so green. There's so many plants. It's lovely. It's actually quite cool as well. I was thinking it was going to be like really humid and sweaty and there's mosquitoes. It's really not like that, not today at least. It's quite cool today, so it's actually quite refreshing and nice. Okay, the steps are getting a bit wet, so make sure you're very careful down here. There's a handrail, but we're almost behind it. It's really, really cool. Okay, so that's it for the first waterfall. It felt quite rushed in terms of like going down all the steps, getting some pictures, going back up the steps, going all the way around and then all the way back around. It's been half an hour, so we are on time, but I feel like I ran around a little bit, so half an hour is a little bit tight. If you ever come here on like a private tour, maybe spend an hour so you can like swim if you want to, or just sit and watch the waterfall. We didn't have time for that. It was more like quick, get the pictures and videos and let's go. Anyway, so I think it's going to be another hour or something journey to get to the Agua Azul. Maybe I'll let you know. There is actually a bigger restaurant here and there's toilets up there as well, which is where Jeremy's just gone to go to the toilet. So if you do need that, they do have that as well. And there's lots of parking as well, which is cool.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight.
Okay, so we are here at the Agua Azul. It took us about an hour from the other waterfall to get here. There is loads of parking, there's loads of restaurants and little shops and things like that, so there's plenty here to buy. There's also toilets, there's people selling mangoes and coconuts and fried plantain and things like that, so there's so much here to enjoy and eat and shop and things like that. But yeah, we have just arrived. Wow, this is a nice viewpoint that probably no one comes to. So here you can see some coconuts, there's clothing, and then there's some benches here so you can sit and enjoy this view. That is beautiful. So we are walking up to the waterfall. Like I said, there's lots and lots of shops here, so you can do some very natural. It's been preserved nicely. No, but it's only little stalls. But yeah, you can buy, you know, all this stuff like bracelets and whatever these are called, can't remember. Statues, sculptures, clothing. So what's interesting, apparently at this place, wow, it looks so blue. Sorry. Apparently at this place you can swim, but they have designated areas for swimming. But it's quite cold today, so I'm not sure if I'm actually going to go for a swim. We'll have to see. I might do just because we're here and just because I'm probably never ever going to come back. But it's not the warmest day, so it's not going to be like nice and refreshing. So if you do this day trip, maybe come on a hot day, so you want to jump in the water and cool down a little bit. Wow, look how blue that is. Oh my goodness, I hope this picks up on camera. I think it is. That's crazy. So we've been climbing up and climbing up. We've now come to the viewpoint, which I'm going to show you. I am looking for the place where I can swim because I've worn my bikini all day so I can go for a swim, and I'm not sure where you can go. So we're still looking. Hopefully we do find it, because I think I will go in, even though it's going to be cold. I think it'll be fun and something different, and you know, like I said, I'm never going to come back again. So hopefully we do find the place where we can swim. So we have found a section where people are swimming, even though it said do not swim. But there is a rope, so I wonder if you stay in this area it's safe, and then if you carry on, obviously it's not safe. But yeah, apparently it goes on and on and on, Joby said. Okay, back over this bridge, still looking for somewhere to sit and eat some fruit and go for a swim. So just an FYI, there are a lot of steps and you do go quite high up, but you just keep going, keep going, keep going. And it's at the top where you can swim. So we're not there yet. I think we're going to sit down, have a drink, have some banana and fruit, and then we'll go up for a swim. So yeah, it is really, really huge. Obviously you can just stay down at the bottom if that's what you want to do, but you can also like walk up to here basically. So they have little benches here, a bit like there behind me, so I sat at one of them, just had a banana each. And yesterday we chopped some papaya and some pineapple and put it in our little travel food bag. So we're just going to enjoy this now and eat this with the amazing view. So I've decided I'm going to go for a swim. There's no one else here, and I think there's one section I've seen online where everyone swims. So I kind of think, well, since there's no one here, I may as well go in and enjoy it by myself. So I think Jeremy's going to film me coming in, and then he might join me as well. So we'll see how cold it is. Okay, I loved that swim. It was so nice. It was cold to get in, but really worth it. It was lovely. I've now got on just like a dress, like a throw-on thing, just so that I'm not wearing my clothes I want to go home in, and also just not wearing my towel. But yeah, we're still walking up. There's a nice like rope bridge type thing here. Oh, so cool. Oh my gosh. This is slightly terrifying. Especially because he's going to start jumping soon. Let me know in the comments, would you walk along this bridge? This feels so wobbly. Oh my goodness. Guys, look at this section. It's like a huge swimming pool. And there's no one in there. I think because it's a bit cooler today. I think on a really hot day this would be absolutely rammed. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. I think I'm gonna have to go swimming again. So this area for swimming gets as deep as 250 meters. That's crazy. That's so deep. Look at this ladder, like these steps. Oh my goodness, what is this place? So what I find fascinating is that people actually live here. Like they have little huts where they sell fruit and drinks and things like that, little barbecue thing. But people actually live in the, I assume people actually live in these houses. They come here and this is their back garden. That is crazy. This is their back garden, guys. What the heck? So we also noticed on the bus here all the fields of corn. So this one and this one, you can see it's just lines and lines of corn. And I noticed it on the bus as well. But imagine if that's your house and then you've just got this as your back garden. Absolutely crazy. Even here, there's a tiny little church. I mean, I guess it's a church, but just look at the surroundings. That's crazy. So I've just realised I keep saying everything's crazy, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean just like beautiful, stunning, amazing, way more than I expected. So not crazy in a bad way. I just run out of words to express how gorgeous this place is. We have now come to this bit, which has got a little bit of a waterfall. There's also a rope swing. I'm not sure if you can see it here, but it's just a huge open space where you can swim. That guy's swimming, there's Jeremy, dipping his toes, but it's a bit too bright there. Just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so absolutely loved today. One of my favourite things that we've probably ever done. We just hid in a little cabana thing and got dressed. So I'm in my leggings. Nick has got a bra back on again and brushed my hair. I think it's about 5 o'clock. So we've got about half an hour to make it back all the way back down again. 10 past. Oh bloody hell. We've got 20 minutes then to make our way all the way back down all the stairs. Maybe grab some snacks, we'll see, but probably not. Now a bit of a rush to get all the way back down again. I'm sure it'll be fine, but no, it was good, wasn't it? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, highly recommend it.
Highly recommend it.
If you get sun, you'll be lucky. But
Yeah, I think if it was a hot sunny day and you like jump in the water to cool down,
yeah,
that would be amazing. But today it's already quite cold, so going in cold water was even colder. But definitely recommend, even if you come on a cold day, definitely recommend going for a swim. Okay, so it took us about 10 minutes to walk all the way back down again. A lot of the shops are closed. I'm saying that there's a shop right behind me, but a lot of the ones kind of up the top, and I think because it's a weekday and because it's cold, there's not as many people. I'm pretty sure if you came here on a weekend when it's boiling, you'd get a lot of locals plus a lot of tourists. So yeah, we've got 10 minutes now just to spare, so I think I might pop to the toilet. Otherwise we're gonna head back. Good morning. It's quite early the next morning. It's like 10 to 8. We're about to leave to the bus station and then we're going to get a bus for 8 hours to San Cristobal. We've packed up our stuff. I've got my 2 bags here. Got some pineapple for breakfast. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. We really enjoyed Palenque, we really enjoyed the ruins, and we also really enjoyed the waterfalls. We did it in 2 different days. Yesterday on the waterfall trip, there were people that had done the ruins in the morning. So it is possible to do in 1 day. I think it would be a very, very long day. So we did it in 2 days. I don't think you need much longer than that, I'll be honest. We stayed 4 nights and there isn't a whole lot to do in town. It's not as pretty or beautiful as the other places in terms of taking photographs and kind of looking around the old churches and looking around all the streets and things. It's not as beautiful, so I don't think you need, honestly, much more than 2 full days here, and I would do them separately just so you're not exhausted. But there was even some people actually did the ruins in the morning, the waterfalls all afternoon with us, and then got an overnight bus to the next place, which to me sounds crazy. So we're not doing that like super fast travel, but you can do that if that's kind of what you want to do. It's an option. But yeah, we really enjoyed Palenque. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one in San Cristobal.